good. You're so good.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving your gifts so brilliantly. Thank you. If we could just bask in the moments that happen like that we go, your gifts just like changed us. Thank you. I don't know if anyone else felt this, but I felt like as you were singing, Beth was right here making it quite apparent that those were her words. It was like, ooh. And she was so present in meditation today. Even though she was never physically present in the room when I was doing it, she'd always come in and say, I'll go watch it later. Oh, thank you all for being here. This has been a super full week. Has anyone else had a super full week besides me? Who else, please? Right? Okay, yeah, your hand didn't fly. I'm like, super full. Somebody said the other day, how are you? I'm like, Patricia, dear, I'm really good. And I have to keep laughing because my really good is in a super full week, so I think that's a good sign that it's a super full week and I'm still really good. Right? Yeah. I want you all to just take your arms out for seconds. I want you to take your arms, wrap them around yourself, please. Just wrap them around yourself. I want you to allow yourself for just a moment to be still. That in this moment, you could just be you. I keep losing my sound. I don't know why. But I want you to thank you, it's back. Is to just be still in knowing this right here, that you are being held. This is how Spirit holds us each and every moment. Know that this is the happiness that is holding you, that this is right here, that your being nature, this being you, is so much more than enough. Just be still for 1 minute. Just accept, I accept myself, I bless myself, I'm happy in this divine space. Just have that as your mantra right now. Please out loud, I accept myself. I bless myself. I'm happy in this moment right now. And I accept even more. Hands out. Now bless everyone around you. Just know that there's energy going from the palm of your hands out to every individual in this room, wrapping us with love, wrapping us with peace, wrapping us with so much strength that we are not alone. Our being nature is connected to everyone else's. Who will take a breath? Thank you. Thank you. And by the way, band, I'm curious when I'm sitting here, if there's a way that you could come to my house sometime, all of you, so you could just play. When I have I'm serious, if all of you could just come over. So we have an agreement, it might be 2 years from now when I have a house again, but all of you just come over and we'll have a dance.
Yes.
Oh, goodness, yes. Okay, I was saying yes. How about even, it might be before, maybe just when the foundation's down, everybody come over. Because I've decided, those of you who don't know, I'm sorry to be rattling, but my house left with the fire that was in Malibu. So I decided that even when the foundation gets down, I'm going to have dance parties every Sunday. Yeah! Take the walls down, the walls will be down, and we'll just dance as the walls come up. Right? All right. Oh my goodness gracious. We have so many blessings this day to truly stand in and own. And I love that today was one of the first days I recognized in our congregational hymn that because I'm always asking you, what are you standing in? What are you standing for? And today I want us to look at where are we standing in our blessings? Where are we standing in our beauty? Where are we standing in our breakthroughs? Because we have a choice. And it was right in our congregational hymn. It's like, stand in it. I stand for you. I'm inviting you today to take a really bold stand for you. Because when we stand in the beauty, blessings, and breakthroughs in our life every moment, every day, we invite more breakthroughs to take place. We invite our transformation forward. When we don't stand in it, when we're in pause and hesitation, we let them pass by. And we have an opportunity every day to take a stand for something. And not a stand as a fight. Please hear me on this. When we take a stand, it means allowing our beingness to take a stand for who are we being. There's one power, one connected life force that is always running through us. I want you to imagine it like it's just a beam from the center of the earth up through the back, through all your bones, your spine, straight out of your head, is absolutely the pathway for Spirit, God, the universal energy to keep funneling through you more insights than you've ever caught thus far. I want to live for that, for the more insights, for the acceptance, not expectancy, the acceptance of more of them coming. That we are always open to the moreness. Reverend Michael says that all the time. There's this and so much more. He'll look at me at times and goes, it gets even better than this. And I'll say to him, but this is so good. He goes, I know it's good and it gets better. And I can't forget to tell you this, and I could because I start rattling, but he, in a good way. He sent me a note this morning. We were texting, and he said to tell you all, I don't want to get weepy again. He said to tell you all that he's very grateful, he and his family, to thank you for the love and extra support for the transition of his father passing in this last time. I guess he and Beth both decided to leave around the same time to fly with the angels, but he wants you to know he loves you, and he's very, very, very grateful. It's palpable. Our blessings are palpable. So every prayer here for Beth, for each and every one of us, every prayer here for Reverend Michael is palpable. And when we remember that, we remember to stand in our blessings more often. Because our blessings absolutely are the place where more is being birthed through us, for more breakthroughs. I'm taking a stand today for you to have a breakthrough from this moment onward. So I want to share with you where I just experienced a big breakthrough this week. Is that okay? So, does anyone remember what I talked about last time I was here 2 months ago? It's not a test, but I'd like to know. Does anyone remember there was an urgency to it? It was all about your superhero powers. Do you remember that? Okay, good. Just had to remind you. So this week I had this interesting moment of experiencing some superhero powers and having a breakthrough. Has anyone ever lost your electricity and then you couldn't get the garage door open closed? Who has that happened to? Great, and you're all still sitting here. I almost didn't get to stand here today. So I have to tell you this because I had a breakthrough in the middle of this happening. And I'm going to give it to you visually because I want you to really catch the picture of this, of why it was such a profound breakthrough, yes? So I'm on my way to do what I do. I have a client that says, we need to talk to you now. Can you get here? How fast can you get here? So I moved my day around to get out the door to a client. Finished phone clients, was getting ready to go. Again, I'm in someone else's location. Beautiful, wonderful being that's offered her space to me while I move into my next one, right? So I'm in the house, ready to go, walked the dogs, came back, the electricity's out. And I'm like, that's interesting, I wonder why the electricity's out. So I put the dogs in the house, and all of a sudden it hits me like, oh no, Kim, the garage door's open. You went out through the garage, the electricity's out. How are you gonna close the garage door? I just took a breath, went, it'll come back on in a few minutes. Said a few prayers, walked back in the house, did a few more things, went, I gotta go. I really gotta go. These people are waiting for me. So I go out through the garage door. The garage door's open. I go to my car, I go, oh, I could lock the door going into the house with the key. She left me the key. So I grab the key, I come back towards the doors that way to the house. Lock it, go back to my car to get in and think, everything will be fine. I'll be back in a few hours. I go to pull out and my intuition goes, Kim, she's got beautiful things in her garage. You're leaving a garage wide open that has surfboards, antiques, great clothes. What are you thinking? You cannot do this. So I took a breath and went, okay, I'm listening. There's that red pull thing. I remember that red pull thing. I had to use it years ago at my other house. So I get out of the car. Here's the important part. The car is there. The door is here. I leave the car running. Why not? I'm going to be right back. So I go into the garage. I reach up for that red pull thing. And as I go to pull it, thinking, thank God this is here. Thank you, God. I go to pull it. Nobody told me that the spring was broken. Oh my goodness. I think I went airborne in 2 seconds. It was just like, whoo! I went flying in the air and I'm still holding on to the red thing. So I'm and my toes are touching the ground. I'm like, okay, this is crazy. And as I'm standing there, the door is taut and it's trying to go down. Superhero powers, because you know that door weighs more than me. I do not know how. I was like just holding it like, oh my gosh, I can't let go. And while I'm standing there, yes, standing, I wasn't standing, floating. While I'm floating, I'm looking at the car that's running, and I'm seeing the door behind me that's locked, and I'm like, okay. I know exactly what I could do right now. I'm gonna drop and roll out of here just like Wonder Woman would. She'd drop and roll really fast, and then the door's gonna slam, and I'm gonna be on the other side of it, and it's gonna be safe. First thought, that was my first thought, I thought. Danger zone. So I talk about, oh no, that's not such a great idea. So I'm hanging from it, thank God again, that I said my prayers in that moment, went, oh, Kim, that doesn't seem right. And at the same time, I'm like this, ah, and all of a sudden something went inside, like just hold on, pause, think, reflect, what can you do? What's possible here? I thought, okay, I can touch my toes to the ground and I'll slowly start to let this off and I'm gonna find another solution, but I'm not doing that one. And as I went to put my feet on the ground, that door had its way with me and went flying forward and went crashing down. And now I'm like, whoo, I'm locked in the garage. The car's running on the other side. The door's locked. The dogs are freaking out. This is really, really time for a breakthrough, right? So I'm standing there and thought, okay, Rev always says the angels are going to help you when you start asking for help. So I start asking for help. I go to the door, start banging on the garage door. Help! I'm literally screaming, help, while the car's running, banging, 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 banging. I did not give up. 5 minutes later, I hear somebody say, is somebody in there? I'm like, oh, thank you. Yes, somebody's in here. She came through, came to the door. I said to her, Ma, your car's running. I go, yeah, I know, my car's running. Do you think you can turn it off? So she goes in, turns the car off. I said, now my key, and gave her directions where the key is. She came back, the doors crashed. So there's a little crack at the bottom. She goes, can I hand you the key through here? Yes, you can hand me the key through here. Got the key, unlocked the door, went out and looked at it, not a stranger no longer, hugged her with just like, thank you so much. Thank you. Obviously, I walked back in thanking God that I was heard. Now, the breakthrough came while I'm hanging from that red rope, thinking, oh, Kim, pause and lean into the presence before you jump into your doing nature. Our doingness, when we jump to doing, reactionary doing, we could get caught in something that doesn't look so good. We could get caught in all sorts of things if we go straight to doing in our lives without being still and being. The presence within wants us to be and then move. Inspired action comes from being. What I'm looking at is what's possible in the moment of urgency, in the moment that we think we don't have time to go into our being. There's no time to go meditate on this. I got to solve this now. We always have time. We always have time. We always have space if we lean in to discover, wait a minute, even in this, I must lean into my beingness, to be the blessings, to be the breakthrough, to be the beauty in the presence of everything else, because Spirit is with us with every breath, every second. But if we're not allowing our beingness to propel our doing nature, we're off-centered. Is this making sense? So every opportunity we have is to go, where is my breakthrough in this moment? Where am I living from the knowing? Living from the knowing. Did you hear the reading today? Spot on. Like we must live the law. We must live our practice, not just know it. We have to put it into action through being connected to the source first and foremost. We have a connection that's within us. The power within each and every one of you is so phenomenal. It is so phenomenal that you lean into that. Anything before you will bow to the presence of you when you're standing fully present in your being nature. Does this make sense? The blessings rise up as you be you. The blessings rise up as we stand in our beingness before we ever move into doing anything. The blessings of our life will shift burdens or the appearance of burdens. When we look at the burdens of our life, the hardships, the challenges, the sadness, the weight of the journey, if we also expand our perception to seek the blessings in that burden, we have a breakthrough. Seeking the blessings inside the burdens creates space for a breakthrough. Seeking the beauty in the midst of challenging situations absolutely propels you forward to a breakthrough. Doesn't matter if it's in the midst of a joyous moment or one that is so taut with pressure that you're not sure how you're going to get through it. But guess what? Spirit knows how you're going to get through it. It's you being still enough for a second, 30 minutes, 24 hours, whatever you could be still in, to catch that message that Spirit's bringing you. Whether it shows up like, no, don't try to be a rubber woman right now, or whatever she is in the movies. Don't try a drop and roll. Think again. Because if we don't cause that place of just pause, just pause, just pause, I want you to think for a moment right now, if we, all of us, took a pause before all conversations, took a pause before we sent a text, took a pause before we read one, took a pause before we looked at someone through the eyes of some hurt or judgment, and just thought for a moment, what do I know to be true? That love is what matters, that love is present. I truly believe that Beth stood for looking at situations from the eyes of, there's more here than we can see from the outer eye. So can we lean in? She stood for beauty. She was having breakthroughs all the time. And if we could allow that to inspire us, like here's a living, beautiful being who's standing in her beauty and her blessings and blessing us with her blessings. We have an opportunity to stand up and absolutely do it right back out to the world. That's living and being like Beth. Can we stand up and stand in the blessings of what we know, no matter if it's hardship or joy? Turn those burdens straight into the blessings and bring forth beauty in every situation. And beauty isn't always from the eyes of it has to look perfect. Beauty can be messy at times too. Beauty could be on the floor, us sobbing and holding someone while they're making it through a very difficult situation. That's a beautiful moment. Birth is not easy, and it's beautiful. And we could be with someone as they make their transition. It's not easy, but you're giving the best gifts you could give someone. We're holding her now as she holds us forevermore, whether we're in whatever situations. So I want us to look, where are we taking a stand for the blessings and turning the burdens into a blessing? Where are we taking a stand to live a life of beauty? Where are we taking a stand in your life to own that your being nature is more than enough to move through any situation before you? In meditation today, we were just present to being still. Who all was in meditation? Thank you, thank you, thank you. The beingness, to cultivate that field of consciousness, just sit in it deep. Do you feel different when you come out of meditation? Do you feel empowered? Do you feel awake and inspired? So is it something that could be vitally important to try every day? Even if it's for 1 minute. If someone says to me, I don't have time to meditate, I don't have time to say a prayer, I don't have time to set an intention, I propose, I just want to put it on the table. Let us make time to meditate, to pray, to set an intention. Let us make time, and you can wrap it into 30 seconds, I kid you not. If you need to. Would I like you for 30 minutes in the chair? Absolutely. But if you have moments before a meeting that you're walking into, if you have moments before you're going in to hold someone who's in the middle of a hard situation in their life, just take a breath and line up with Spirit to, what would Spirit have me be now? Not do. Not do. What would Spirit have me be in this moment? Because when we go to our doing action from standing in who am I being right now? Beth was being Beth beautifully and bring us all of her blessings. So we could stand in the same beingness. We could take her be and stand in our own beingness and allow that energy to come forward into your doing nature, and you will transform every relationship and situation in your life. Who wants to sign up for that? To transform every relationship. If you're walking in with who am I being? What would it be like if we looked at everyone each day and said, how are you doing? How are you being today? People might look at us kind of funny, but who cares? How are you being? What are you being? What are you bringing forth today? What are you experiencing today versus the what are you doing today? We have this wonderful spaciousness to keep leaning in, keep leaning in, keep leaning in, and honoring you. Because you are worth it. Your worthiness is presence. The world wants your worthiness to shine forward, and we do not need to dim it for any reason whatsoever. There's no reason to dim it. Agreed? I want to read to you what Ernest Holmes, this was another blessing that came to me. Someone just sent me my brand new book because mine is no longer with me. But I'm a good receiver. I said, why, thank you. Do we desire to live in a world peopled with friends who love us, surrounded by things beautiful and pleasing? There is but one way, and this way is as certain as that the sun shines. Daily, we must control all thought that denies the real. Daily, we must control all thought that denies the real. Affirm the divine presence within us. Affirm the divine presence within us. Then as the mist disappears before the sun, so shall adversity melt before the shining radiance of our exalted thought. Did you catch that? So shall adversity melt. Your being nature, you being you, is what the world wants. You being you, beautiful, blessed, and with all your breakthroughs, whether they're messy or clean or shiny or dirty, is what the world needs. You being you is the exalted light that is coming to the surface to change our own environmental vibrant energy. But we must be willing to be. And I just am inviting you to take a stand to be so you today that from this moment onward, the interest of being someone else, of doing something for someone else, a should have, I'm supposed to, anything is dropped. To who am I being today? Ask that question before you go out the door. Who do I choose to be today? What aspect of me is shining through in my being nature that I honor Beth so much that I stand in my being and shine? Yes? Yes. Magnificent. And please know from this moment forward, do not grab the red rope unless you check all situations first. And always turn off the car before you go back into a garage that could shut on you. My breakthrough was to pause and listen. I invite you to take every breakthrough you can this day, to pause and listen before going into any action, to take the blessings of your soul and allow those to be enough. Yes? All right, let us take this to prayer, please. Oh, yes, 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 yes. In the grandness of this moment and every moment, it is so good to be alive and present and just with one another. To know the truth in the midst of life experience. To know the truth in the midst of circumstantial evidence. That the God is, I am presence is our being nature. And we stand in it this day. We stand in the knowing that our being ourselves, our inspired I am divine selves, which is who we are, is so much more than enough that we shine brightly this day from this moment onward, remembering always that we have this field of consciousness to lean in, to guide, to hold us, to support us, to lift us when need be, so that we may transform in the presence of others, that we may live in our blessings, that we may stand in the beauty of our lives and allow every breakthrough to just catapult us into the next level of our evolution of our soul. No matter how small, big, we say yes to it all. How grateful I am for Soul Center. I bless this beautiful center and everyone here. I bless that we continue to grow together, to wake up together, to show up together and say yes to the fullness of life and love. And I bless our beautiful Beth, that we shine her light within us always, forevermore, and accept that she is with us forevermore. In gratitude for life and this day, I let it be. And so it is. Amen. Amen, amen, amen. Thank you all. Thank you all. I love being here. Thank you for having me. I miss you guys when I'm gone. I take you with me, and I miss you when I'm gone. It's always like, oh, good, I'll be back.